Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy, and welcome to the 2021 FIA Exhibition Manufacturers Season, round number 3. Tonight we are at Sardegna Road Track C, and we're in the Group 4 cars. I am in the Aston Martin, and I am feeling like I want a podium. I have put in the time. Let's see if I can do it. Stick around and check it out. All right, we jump into the lobby. I am door number 18, which is good because if I do well, that means I get lots of DR, which is just what we want. And we head out for our qualifying and come around, and look at there. Greddy was a little worried about that. That is not a good signal strength for the internets. That is bad. And it was weighing heavy because I was like, this is going to be terrible. I'm going to get halfway into this race, doing well, and then I'm gonna die. So first lap's a 56.4, not too great, and then my boy Turpy coming out the pits gets in my way. Oh, my man killing me there, coming out of the pits. He tried to stay right as long as he could, I think. But so anyway, we just exited, came back out again behind Turpy. Once again, coming down this straight, hoping to do better than a 56.4, which has me currently in 12th place. 56.4, not terrible. Not setting the world on fire, but it's not terrible either. Cross the line with a 56.255. Able to bump myself up a bit in the rankings to P5. So as the qualifying rolls to an end, I maintain that P5 position. No one else jumps me. And lucky for me, I've got DNA V-Vice in front of me and Dark Fox Brocador behind me. Both guys I've raced with plenty. Trust both of them not to murder me. Let's just hope I can return the favor. This is a 25-lap sprint race. No need to change tires unless, I don't know, maybe you have a front-wheel drive car or you just really feel like you need to change tires. But throw some mediums on. It is the required tire, and see if you can make them last. So let's get to the race. And here we are, 3, 2, 1. We take off. Cold tires heading down towards corner 1. Always exciting here at Sardegna. It's no different than anywhere else. You got a sharp left-hander at the end of this long straight. So it's going to be a testament to everyone's ability to get on the brakes and not kill the guy in front of them. Get on the brakes nice and early, ease it down through there, roll on the gas, even let off a little bit. And the back end of that Aston still comes around a tiny bit as I come out of corner 1. Look in the rearview mirror, and I got Dark Fox right there behind me. And right in front, I got DNA V-Vice just on the edge of Slipstream. Need to come through here at the turn of Testicular Fortitude and make a good run through there and try and catch back up to him. But he also has a pretty good run through there. I'm still a little worried about the tires being cold, and I'm not trying to put a lot of pressure on him here in the first couple of laps. Just trying to take it easy because I know there's going to be a lot of bumping and feeling each other out here. So I just want to kind of save my tires the first couple of laps. So I got the brake balance on 5 to the rear, +5. Hoping that'll help with a little bit of that front tire wear on this Aston. Aston pretty good in tire wear, not terrible at all. The Group 4 car, anyway. And you know, it felt like it got strong as the race went on. So, you know, but every little bit counts. I mean, you got a Jaguar up there in front. You know, we've got right in front of me, got the Mustang who's very fast down the straight, and this is essentially 2 straights connected by a couple turns in the middle. We also have a Lexus up there, which is pretty good on tires. I mean, I drove Lexus for a while. It was pretty good on tire wear, and an RCZ, which we might possibly have an opportunity to catch near the end of the race, depending on what kind of lap times he runs or what kind of issues we run into during the race. No telling. So look for that maybe later in the race. A little foreshadowing there. We might catch that guy. So you might want to just hang out here. Check it out. So as we come around the final corner here on lap 2, I am just barely in the slipstream of DNA V-Vice, and Dark Fox is well within mine. I kind of slip in and out of DNA V-Vice's slipstream over the next couple of laps. Here we are on lap 4. You see the Lexus of Epic the Animal going a little wide there. Something happened, so let's take a look back there, see what happened with Epic as he comes down through corner 1. Gets on the gas a little too early, gets into the sand, and gets completely sideways. Not really sure how he saved that, but I tell you what, he gathered it back in somehow, and DNA V-Vice makes the run around the outside. So now I'm behind Epic, Now, I know he's on dirty tires, but you know what? I do not want to be beside him coming through these S's. All you can do, really, honestly, is lose time through here side by side. There's just nothing good will happen side by side through those S's except eating a wall. That's about the best thing that can come out of that. So letting off the brakes there as I get close to that apex on that right-hand side, and then getting on the brakes hard just past those double cones there. Trying to slow the car down and get it turned through the final corner. Didn't do a very good job there. I went a little too wide and get on the brakes a little too late. So here I'm staying to the left and actually giving Dark Fox the slipstream to try and keep him in touch with the McLaren, as well as letting him put some pressure on the McLaren through turn one. I keep it down on the inside. He goes around the outside and goes wide and ends up in the sand. So a very formidable opponent in that McLaren. No longer an issue as he goes wide into that sand. Now, that McLaren really good on tires as well as very fast in the top end. So glad to see him gone. Not happy to see him go in the sand. That kind of stunk. But I'm going to move on as I still have Dark Fox to deal with as he's filling up my rearview mirror with that Corvette. And I've got a ways to go to catch back up to DNA V-Vice after that little bit of corner bump we had here on the last corner, last round, which kind of put everybody on my rear end. As if they hit you when you go through that last corner, you can tend to run wide. So anyway, on to lap number 10, and we just basically kept lapping. And as we approach this corner here, the corner of Testicular Fortitude, I'm going to show you why it's such a dangerous corner. As you come around here, you're getting back on the gas, you go wide, and you want to avoid that white piece that's sticking out right there. Because if you get a little too happy on the throttle, that thing will end your race in a hurry. You will absolutely stop on a dime. So the fastest way, of course, is to haul ass through that corner and carry a bunch of speed and get as close to it as possible. But sometimes that ends up not ending very well. So here we are coming up through the S's on lap number 12. Epic the Animal actually stopped in and pitted in the Lexus and put on a set of mediums after he'd gone 11 laps on the soft. So was shocked to see that. But that was his pitch strategy. I guess it worked for him. So as we're at halfway point, let's look at some tires here as we're talking about tires. We've got the Jaguar. He's looking pretty good here at the halfway point, especially compared to the RCZ, which is not looking good at all. It's about twice as much tire wear. This front tire is doing all the work on that front-wheel drive car. And then we look at DNA V-Vice, and he's just a little bit better than the front-wheel drive car. Not a whole heck of a lot better. And then myself, I'm a little bit better than DNA V-Vice. So the Aston doing a little better than the Mustang, much better than the RCZ, but not as good as the Jag. The Corvette looking about the same as me, maybe a little bit better than that front right. And then look at Andre in the Aston. Man, he is absolutely killing it with his tire wear right there. Looking great. The Porsche not looking so hot, especially after looking at Andre's tires. I was expecting to see it do better. Then there's the Lexus in 8th place, looking pretty decent, about like my tire wear in the Aston. And then look at that McLaren, as I was saying before, has that good tire wear. So glad we can avoid having to deal with him on my rear bumper. And then one last Corvette as he scorches those tires, that little C Money right there, going through that final left-hand turn. So here we are on lap number 15, and I have caught back up the V-Vice. I'm now back within his slipstream as the tires are starting to wear out on that Mustang. I'm starting to pull him back in, and at the same time, Dark Fox Brocador is also pulling me back in as he is now within 6/10 of me. So all getting back within each other's slipstream here at the end of the race. So looking at V-Vice as he goes around the turn of Testicular Fortitude and just misses the piece of the wall that sticks out. I mean, DNAs were hanging low as he was going through there, folks. Just absolutely killing it. Now, if you look up here, you can also see we are starting to get close to P2 in that RCZ, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If you were paying attention, a little foreshadowing there that we might be catching up to him near the end of the race on lap 16. So here's lap 17 going through the TTOF. And DNA V-Vice goes a little too wide this time. And I was expecting to see him come flying across the track after he hit that. So I was kind of letting off the gas. Didn't know what to expect. So riding here with DNA, look at he goes in the grass and just misses it. Lets off. I'm side by side with him. He decides to let out. Makes that smart life choice, pull out. Jumps in behind me. So good driving there by DNA V-Vice, not only to save his race, but to save mine as well. Much appreciated, sir. Enjoyed that very much not murder me as you got close to that wall. So here we are, lap number 17. Been trying to chase down this RCZ as we come into the final turn on lap number 18. I got Andre Sav all over my rear end, but I have to focus on the RCZ. I can't worry about Andre now. I think he's a smart enough driver to know he's got to let me run down P2, and then if he can just stay on my rear bumper, I'll pull him right on up to P2, then he can make a move. We've got 6 more laps to go, so I think he knows that we both pretty much have P2 now, as we've really closed the gap on him over the last couple of laps as we come through this section towards the testicular the turn of testicular fortitude. He is really struggling keeping it on the inside there, and I really make a nice run on him, and I actually have to let up off the gas as we head down through the S's and into the towards the final right-hander. So what I want to do is I want to set him up for this final right-hander and get on the brakes, my usual spot. But man, he gets on the brakes really early, goes wide, so I send it down the inside and just make the tiniest bit of contact, and then Andre follows me through. Not really intending to make that move like that. As you watch it from behind by Andre, go down the inside, saw the door was open, so I just kind of left it down in there and didn't want to push him off the track or anything like that. I wanted to be sure to leave him plenty of room down there, but man, he was really struggling on those tires getting down through that corner. So me and Andre swing on by without much trouble. Now the question is, to me, is Andre going to try and make a move right here on me? But he does not. He bump drafts me from behind. So that's telling me he just wants to get out of the slipstream of the RCZ and battle with me a little bit later. So you can see here on lap number 24, we have pulled away from the RCZ. In fact, Dark Fox Brucador, I'm murdering his name, and DNA Vivas have also passed the RCZ. So again, that struggle is real on those tires for the RCZ. And as we head through this final lap, look at Andre as he closes the gap on me in this final turn. What a final turn he makes right there on lap 24. So as we head into lap 25, we look at the tires again, and you can see P1, that Jaguar there, looking pretty good. Myself, not nearly as good, and Andre looks absolutely amazing. I need to take some tire wear lessons from Andre, as you can see, compared to me. Doing a lot better. So big pressure on me, as I can tell he's driving better here in the last few laps than I am as we fast forward down the straight. But I didn't realize his tires were that much better than mine were until I watched the replay. So as you can see him just absolutely close the gap there on turn 1. He just has so much more grip than I do. But in the race, I'm saying put it on the apex, Greddy. Make Andre drive around you. If he can make it around you, just let him go. It's a good race. We're trying to get on this podium, trying to get above 200 points to put it in the bank and improve upon our FIA standings. So I'm going to be happy with whatever happens right here, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try and defend. So I go way inside here so I can cut this corner, get on the brakes as late as possible. I stay down on the inside. I'm going to make Andre drive around the outside. He does go around the outside, but not enough grip there to make it hang around as we come through that final turn. I get on the gas, heading down the final straight. Andre trying to get in that slipstream, trying to get pulled up behind me towards the finish line. He is not going to have enough, and I'm going to pull out a second place at Sardegna in the Aston. Extremely happy with that. Andre in third, Dark Fox fourth, and DNA Vivas rounding out the top 5. So again, a second place, 220 points for the manufacturers and 1,400 DR gain to bring me up right around 47,400 or so. So only about 2,600 from A+. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. If you did the race, let me know how you did in the comments. I'd be interested to find that out. I always enjoy hearing how y'all do in your races. Come back and see us, check us out, check out some more videos. Until next time, for myself, Geauxgreddy, y'all have a great evening. DJcLean, take us out of here.